I think just relying more on my own thoughts and less on external thoughts.
I bet when you can feel like that, then the addition of any thoughts, well, not any, but the addition of valued thought, like from people that you like value their opinion, then yours is steadier, so it's less likely to knock the like totem pole over.
Because I would find before that I was so easily influenced by like others' opinions, you know, like someone. I just found I was so easily swayed. Like I'm so, I don't know if gullible is like the right word, but I see the valid points in everyone's like argument, and I'm like, yeah, that does make sense.
I think that's because you've gone over the hill of stupidity, though. It's like people on one side of it take everything from people because they've no idea, and then people in the middle think they have all the answers, and then on the other side, we can see the validity in everything everybody's saying, but you just have a stronger sense of self.
Yeah, and then you can kind of stress test: are the external opinions, are they congruent with my own like value system?
Yeah.
Is this aligned, or is this something that I can discard and discredit? Not discard, but like take whatever might be important or valuable from it. See if it's aligned with the overall value system that you have, and then let that influence or drive the decision that you make. Whereas before, I was just like adopting other people's value system. Which
because yours wasn't.
Yeah, it wasn't solid. It wasn't solid yet. Yeah.
So every time we would hear, I remember it, like there was years of my life, but even just on maybe take it this, it's not always a sense of self. It could be on a specific topic that you don't know a lot about.
Yeah.
Like right now, if I didn't know a lot about some avenue of anything in my life, if I then started to hear your opinion on it, it's like then that's mine. Until I hear something else.
And this is one of the really interesting things I heard in one of the like psych books. I've fucking gone through so many, I don't even know where ideas are coming from anymore. But that the first piece of information you hear on something is generally the one that you adhere to the most, and it takes like a disproportionate amount of evidence to the contrary to change your opinion to the new stance. So whatever you are like exposed to, first and foremost, like forms the basis of that, and then we're resistant to opposing ideas. Regardless of the validity of the information, it's just by fact that this was the first one that got past the post and got into our brain.
Funny.
Which is mad. It makes you just like question how much of my brain and my view of the world am I in control of, and how much was I just conditioned by things around me that I wasn't really aware of. And you have to like kind of consciously decide, I'm going to uproot this belief and put the one that I want in.
Isn't that so hard to do sometimes as well? Sometimes when it has less emotional relevance or salience, it's easier to do. But even then, sometimes your belief on things, take fear. Like, well, that's again emotionally tied because it activates that whole like adrenal response. But like I was going to say, were we talking about spiders? And how I can look at spiders all day long. Look at videos of cool spiders shedding their skin, or I can even look at a spider in a cage. But as soon as I go to pick it up, it's like an invisible wall, and it's just like, no,
don't go near that.
I could technically just do that, but I can't. Or I could put the tub over it. No, fine. What if it runs under the tub and it goes up my arm? I can't do it. It's like really hard to uproot that because that has that like amygdala tie. But I wonder, is it non-emotionally tied or charged information that is easier to uproot? But you still need a disproportionate amount of evidence to uproot it, because not just one piece of information can take it. It's like, I'm sure people have all these like powerlifting ideas. It's like, oh well, that's wrong, and even if it seems stupid, that's what they learned, and that was their first
exposure. Forms your philosophy, your fucking outlook, your view.
Is there anything you've changed your stance on significantly in the last while, based on new information that you've read or heard or talked about?
I would have to think on that. I'd have to reflect on that properly. I think I'm just consuming so much information lately that my brain is like supercharged at the moment. I feel like I'm being exposed to like a lot of new ideas on a daily basis that I'm trying to be a little bit conscious of, not just adopting. For example, in the last 2 days, I had an experience about that. It's 2 business books, and they were both in my wish list, and I knew I was going to read them in that sequential order. And the first book essentially talked shit on the next book. And it was like a lot of entrepreneurs and startup businesses have this philosophy that I knew was the title of the next book, and how that's flawed, and you need to take a different approach and whatever. And the guy who wrote the first book was actually more successful than the guy who wrote the second book. So I was like, okay, interesting. That's been the first exposure that I've had that this next idea is going to be flawed. And then I listened to the next book, and the next book has like good, valuable points, but I'm looking at it from the perspective of this is flawed information, or I shouldn't take on board too much of what is being said here. Yeah. So I feel like there's a lot of that. I feel like, hello, Sully. Yeah, I feel like there's probably a lot of things that I've changed my mind on lately, but nothing in particular has come to mind at the moment. Is there anything for you?
And nothing immediately comes to mind, though I'm hearing you talk about that, and we briefly mentioned how it's worth acknowledging that we've developed a strong screening system for information, and we can appraise like the information and the source of the information, and kind of reason through pieces of information, compare them, and decide almost on the validity of the information rather than adopting it as truth immediately, which typically most people do. But I'm also aware that, like, of course, when you hear things for the first time, people are more likely to take it as that's the truth. But we were saying that you can listen to these two books, and it's like you could still listen to the second book, and despite having been told that a lot of it is irrelevant, it's like, well, let me sift through it and decide and reason about that information. So that's good.
There's another book that I made a database of all the books that I've gone through. We'll talk about that in a minute. But a
hub as such.
The sequence to the I don't even know what you're talking about. Anyway, the sequel to the 4 agreements, the 5th agreement. The premise of that book is be skeptical but learn to listen. So when you are being given information, look at it through a lens of skepticism, but try to take whatever you can from that information itself.
Man, people just lean either of those. They're either, no, I'm not changing my opinion, it's right. Because the fear of being wrong and basing your philosophy off of something that could be wavering is scary and intimidating or threatening as such. Or they just take everything.
Face value.
Yeah,
flippant. So that is that's an interesting one. That's probably particularly relevant to the topic there of be skeptical but learn to listen. Like, don't just take everything on board and try to
pick things apart. Reason them.
But also see what value you can take. Because you know the way there's some, I think this happens a lot because there's a lot of like us versus them kind of thing. You're always put into like a camp or a tribe.
Always compete.
That you can disregard everything from someone who comes from like an opposing point of view or an opposing camp. As opposed to, okay, I disagree with someone. Like, I feel like political stuff, I don't really know shit about politics, but I feel like that would happen all the time where like just because someone is of a differing political view to you, that you just like completely disregard anything that they have to say. Like you label a person as XYZ and you just don't take on board, or I feel like that could happen in a load of different realms, like whatever camp it may be, whether it is politics or gender or whatever. There's so many us versus them kind of categories that you put people in. So not falling into that trap of just like disregard, throwing the baby out with the bathwater. Crazy saying.
Insane,
But
someone did that. Like that's where the saying came from. Someone fucked the baby out with the bathwater, but someone was like, "Hey, don't throw the baby out with the bathwater." Like, oh shit, sorry. Crazy.
Just try to take the good. Try to take the good from everything that you come across. But be skeptical. Anyway, I've been creating this book database of every book that I've ever consumed. I don't know if it's like a autism compulsion that I had, but when I started this, I just could not stop doing it. Like, I put so many hours into crafting this thing. So a combination of when I go through a book, whether I'm reading a physical book or listen to an audiobook, I will take clips and like write down little notes as I go of the most relevant points that I come across. And then when I finish a book, I'll go through ChatGPT and I have like a framework where I ask it to distill the main points of the book as a whole, and then kind of like the different sections and chapters, and then take out like the most relevant quotes for myself. And then I was just putting that in my Apple Notes, and that was fine. But it was getting to the stage where I've gone through like nearly 80 books or something. And if you just have one page where you're just scrolling and all the new stuff is like down the bottom, it actually got to the stage where the app would crash. Every time I tried to put in like new information, the Notes app would crash. So then I had to start making a separate. So I just had like book list. And then that one kept crashing whenever I would go into the file. So then I had to start the second book list. So I did that and I was like, okay, this is inconvenient. Someone then recommended to me a book called Building a Second Brain. Fascinating book. I really like this. Basically, it's like using and leveraging technology as kind of like information storage and note taking, so that you don't have to just remember it in your brain, because your brain's going to be kind of crap to remember that compared to something external like technology that we can use. So then I was going through that and I was like, okay, and you suggested this as well, transferring it over to maybe like a Google document. That might be a little bit more useful. You can access it in more places and whatnot. And I was like, yeah, let me try that. So then I started transferring everything over to the Google Doc and I started editing it. And I was like, okay, you can create basically like a tab on the side where you can put like heading 1 for all the categories of the books, whether it's like my favorites, it's a book on marketing, sales, communication, whatever. And then the book titles as like the second heading. And you can kind of scroll through that on the side. It makes it much easier to find the ones that I want to find. But it was still just one page of information, like just one big wall of text. And it was a little bit easier to interface it with find the information. But I was like, this isn't it. And then they were talking about the specific method of like managing information where it's easy to find in this book on Building a Second Brain. And there was an app called Notion. I don't know if you've ever used Notion. Basically, there was a way in Notion where I could make like collapsible kind of toggles, and you can put the, say, like favorites, but then you can hit the toggle and it expands it into all the book titles. And then you can hit on the toggle of the book titles and then it expands to the main point that I took down, like the main piece of information from the book. And then you can hit expand again and then it gives you all the like specific information, the key points that I distilled from it. So I made that for basically all the 80 books or so that I have. And it was so cool to see all of the information that I had consumed from all the different topics, all the different categories on communication or like sales, entrepreneurship, whatever. Spirituality, again, all these kind of things. And then also being able to identify like the key themes between the different books, say even within just one category. And then beyond that, the key themes of books in different categories and how much of that was overlapping and kind of touching on like the universal truths as such of, just the different books that I was coming across. So good. I think that will be like a resource that I'll use for the rest of my life. And it will be so useful when I get back to making content where I'm like, okay, I need to make a post of sorts. Let me just like pull up one of the books. Let me pull up one of the core ideas from the book that I want to expand on. And then I'll just make a post about that idea. And then say if I'm talking to you about something, I can pull something up. You can get the quotes or the core ideas easily. Oh, it's beautiful. You can search it as well. That was one of the issues I didn't like with Google Docs is say you want to like search word, a keyword. Oh, you can do that in Notion. It's beautiful. So I like that a lot.
What would happen when you did it on Google Docs?
You would have to basically like open up a search kind of thing, like an extra. You have to hit like fucking Control plus to whatever, to pull it up, and then you could, and then it was just a little bit less user friendly. Like it was just harder to use that interface. You could do it in Apple Notes, but it just pulls up all the notes that you have, and then wherever that word would be in on all of your notes, and it's just a bit of a nuisance as well. Whereas Notion, just a little bit easier. Sweet. And it's much easier to view all of the categories. You can open and collapse whatever one you want at a given time, and amazing. So that's like my prized possession. I was delighted with that. Totally. It got to the stage where I was working on it till like midnight, and I was like, I need to go to bed, but I don't want to stop working on it.
That's nice. I love that.
So that was very fun. That was very enjoyable. I'm going to continue with that. I have a goal of consuming 52 books this year. I'm way ahead of schedule. I'd say I want to get closer to like
100.
If I could do that, that'd be crazy. I'm kind of getting through, but okay, I don't listen to anything slower than 3 times speed now. I just don't.
Yeah, I think we talked about this, man. Like That's weird, you know.
Sure.
And you said like
Yeah.
you know when someone's driving by and like they're listening to something really loud, you're driving by and it's just like
If I'm pulled up in traffic, the people
Yeah.
like people will look over
And you're
what
like,
the fuck?
you're fucking, that's fucking weird, man.
But okay, so there's another book that I was reading, The Almanac of Naval Ravikant.
What?
So basically, the almanac is, I think, just people creating a book of information that someone else has said.
Okay.
I think an almanac might be something else, but any of the almanacs I've read are basically just someone else creating a book of information, like words of someone.
Okay.
So it's not like someone writing a biography of this guy. It's just taking clips from articles that he said, or podcasts, or interviews, or whatever. So Naval Ravikant, he's like an investor kind of guy, but I just like his philosophy and like outlook of the world a lot. And I can't remember what the point that I was going to make was. Oh yeah, no, he reads a lot of books. Basically, he was born in India and then moved to America when he was like 10.
Yeah.
But he said he didn't have a lot of friends and he just grew up basically in the library. He'd just go to the library after school and stay there until it closed, and would just read a lot and a lot and a lot.
Nice.
And he basically was saying how because I was viewing this a little bit like books were almost like obligations that I had to get through. If I started a book, like I had to finish it. His philosophy was like, I just view books as like tools and resources, and most books have like one or two important points that they are covering, and then essentially the other 90% of the book is just giving like examples to bolster that point. So a lot of it is kind of like filler, and I think I touched on that in previous episodes of there's maybe like a few main ideas, and then a lot of the rest of it is just kind of like context and fluff that isn't really necessary.
Yeah.
That's why I like listening to the audiobooks, because I can speed it up through the fluff, and then when I hit something important, I can slow it down, rewind it, clip that, and then keep moving forward. Whereas reading a physical book, it's just much slower per like word of consumption. The amount of time it takes to get through all that. So you're kind of, it's less efficient. You're consuming more fluff for the amount of time that you're investing reading it. So yeah, basically he was saying he will like skim through books when he feels as though he's got like the main core premise of a book. He will just like put it down, and he won't force himself to consume more than is relevant.
I like that.
So yeah, I've been adopting that a little bit more, and that has kind of given me the like confidence to continue going through books at that rate, where okay, I can go through it. I know a lot of it may be fluff, and then I can take the notes that I thought were relevant. Then I can go through the framework that I have through ChatGPT, distill anything that they would view as the key points of the book, transfer it into the note taking that I have, and then go from there. Instead of, because I used to feel like when I was first consuming books that I needed to like be able to recall and memorize like everything I came across. And if there was anything that didn't go in, even if it didn't feel particularly relevant, I'd like go back and listen to it again. And I'm like,
make sure you got it all in.
Yeah, because you just can't do that. Like it's impossible.
No, you can't get it all in.
Yeah, which is crazy. All right.
It's impossible. You can't do it.
It is insane.
Take what you can.
Yeah. It's just the tip. Just the 10%.
Not the fluff.
No. Yeah. So that has been.
He's like,
He's eyeballing.
He's like, you shut the fuck up. Let this man talk. God damn.
Yeah. So anyway, the rumors are true. I did get a pedicure last week. Yeah.
Man, hell yeah. I'm so proud of you.
Thanks, brother. It was great. Have you ever got one?
No.
You should get one.
Yeah, I'm going to get one. And then he told us this amongst some friends and family. And my mom was like, yeah, and they like massage you up to the knee. And my friend was like, from what end? Yeah, very interesting. How was that?
It was great. They were asking if I wanted any colour on the toenails, and I said I'm okay for now.
Why?
But maybe next time I will. Maybe
Was
next
it
time.
extra?
Yeah.
Okay, I mean,
so
financial decision.
If you're not getting colour, you get more of a massage.
From what end? Okay, cool.
It does go up to the knee though.
Does it?
Yeah, from here up to the knee.
And do you kind of go?
That's criminal. That's criminal.
Trail of crumbs.
Oh my god!
What do I have to tell you? Okay, pedicure.
Man, I'll book us in for a pedicure. It's brilliant.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck it, man.
For your birthday, man, I'll get us a pedicure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. And just massage.
It's his birthday. Great. Pull the curtain across.
Both of our birthdays. I have a couple things. So, two questions. One, Have you had watermelon with lime on it before?
No.
I was recommended that. They said watermelon tasty but a little bit bland. If you put lime on it, it elevates it a little bit.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you have it?
No, not yet, but I'm willing to try. Have you used mouth tape before for sleeping?
No, a company reached out to me to give me like a recovery package for eye mask and nose tape and mouth tape.
Yeah.
I haven't used it.
Yeah.
Have you?
Was that the one with the thing that you bite down on and the eye mask and the mask, the full face mask, the leather one?
And the leather one that goes head to toe. Like,
It's good for sleeping.
and there's just a patch and there's a flap in the back.
And there's like hooks here. Or whatever. Something like that. But you haven't tried it, no?
No. Have you?
No, but again, a friend got a roll of, like kinesio tape or whatever.
Kinesiology tape, yeah.
Do you think that's of use?
No, it doesn't do anything.
Yeah, man. Yeah, like I was gonna say that.
I have
but
a
I didn't
sore
want
shoulder. Let me put tape on it. Yes,
But it's because
suck
it
my
pulls,
ass. And,
Anyway,
stupid,
but he got that for it's apparently the same material. So you just cut it on it,
grand.
like to close your mouth.
Yeah.
He said it was great.
Here's another one. Here's a quick tip for anyone. I don't know if you guys have them, but it seems to be a little bit more common. I think the people who made them were from Spain, but there's these like sticky bench mats that we had in Southside. Basically figured out that they are just silicone baking mats. So they're sold for like €20 a piece from this sticky mat company. Yeah. You can buy them for like €1 on Amazon.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, if you're in a commercial gym and you're finding the benches real slippy, what I was doing for ages is like a car boot mat, like a sticky mat. But these silicone baking mats are like super sticky. So if you train in a commercial gym, go on Amazon, look up silicone baking mat. They're like a $5 for 5 of them. And just get that whacking on the bench. You have ultimate mega arch, no more slip. Yeah.
I think it's probably best, and like if you're on a commercial bench, it will just help to negate the negative that you're experiencing. Yeah. So even though it might feel like it's inflating your numbers initially, it's probably just bringing them up to what it would be on a comp bench. Yeah. If you're using it on a comp bench, if it's slippy, I still think it's a good idea. Yeah. And then you could, like in my head, I'm like, oh, but what if it's slippy on comp day? You lose a couple % off your bench. Yeah. It's like I'd still rather train
on good equipment than train on nerfed.
Yeah, that's a good idea though. Silicone baking mats, Amazon. Cool. I had those donuts the other day. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I had 4 donuts and Krispy Kreme the other day. 12 of them, yeah. And I had 4. And the second dozen you get is half price in Krispy Kreme. We should be sponsored by Krispy Kreme. Yeah. The creamers. And me and my buddies were getting 12. We're getting like 8. But then we saw this. We just said we'll get 4 each and get an extra 12 glazed.
Yeah. Who glazed them?
Oh man, they have like a window there where you can see them being glazed, one by one.
Like Amsterdam.
So they're 200 calories a piece for the easiest things to eat. I'd say they're the easiest calories to consume, other than drinks, other than liquid. Yeah. These things are like air. 200 calories per. A dozen would be 2,400. I said that to you. We should do that one day. Just
calorie
like
challenge.
Yeah, just like bank all your carbs and fats for the day, and then we eat it. Because actually, I know it's obviously shit, but like that's actually not pushing it even over your calories. You just have protein for the day and then that. Yeah. But we said we should do a 10K challenge. Yeah. And I don't know if we talked about it. How would you do the day?
10K?
Yeah.
Surely like a Domino's in there. Domino's, ice cream, things that are just like very calorie dense. I would assume probably make you feel a little bit sick. You'd have to have the mix of like sweet and savory, so you don't get the like flavor fatigue. Yeah. Learn about that from competitive eaters. Yeah. If you eat too much of the same food, you start to get this like you just get sick of eating the same food. But then if you switch to a different food, it can be easier. It's like do you know the way cows have like 4 stomachs? You like get to access your like dessert stomach. Yeah. Learned about that in one of the nutrition courses. I can't remember exactly why that was. They explored why you always seem to have more room for dessert, but I'd need to look into it again.
It's crazy.
I would say just like real calorie dense foods: pizza, ice cream, cookies, donuts. What's a savoury option?
In my head, I feel like you get to 8 or 7, and you're like, if I have to eat another savoury thing, I'm sick.
Yeah. But that's where it's convenient that all the sweet stuff is so easy to eat.
That's true. But can you imagine after 12 donuts going, okay, here's 4 cookies and ice cream? You're going,
Yeah, you don't want. Oh,
No.
you're gonna be doing that either way. Like,
Yeah.
that's the challenge, baby.
Yeah.
That's the challenge.
Because I think, margarita, large Domino's 24.
Yeah.
So with toppings, you're getting probably 28. Maybe some chickens.
Get a garlic bread.
Garlic bread. Oh, the dough fatigue after. Yeah. Garlic bread and chicken.
Yeah.
Strippers or something.
Dough balls.
Dough. Oh, yeah, they're definitely fucking
Yeah.
100.
Yeah,
30
stuff with
calories per-
cheese and fucking stuff, man.
Stuff.
Leaking it. Anyway.
Leaking it.
Leaking it to the side, man.
Okay.
Yeah. 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 Oh, I think it would be handy enough to do.
Oh, man.
See, that being said, though, I spent so long force feeding myself that I eat 2 meals a day. I've eaten 2 meals a day for the last 5 months or whatever. And I love that. So I think if I did have to eat that much in one day, I would be struggling more than I think.
We'd have to record it.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. 100. Oh, I'm not doing it just for the fun, man.
I did when I was younger.
Just on a Thursday, like.
I think it was a Sunday. Yeah.
Oh, fuck's sake. How was it?
It was okay, but it was like 10:30, and like after the Domino's, I fell asleep.
Okay. Oh.
Like just sat. I was just like sat on the couch, like.
Yeah.
And my mom woke me with like 30 minutes to go, saying, "I don't want to wake you up, but if you want to finish
this,
there's ice cream."
Oh my god!
Yeah,
how old are you?
Like 15.
Yeah. Such a 15-year-old. It's just a personal challenge, like.
That's why self-efficacy is so high.
Yeah. That's funny.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah, funny, man.
What else is going on? You finished the
Yeah,
masters there.
yeah.
Go on, tell the people, brother. Tell the people.
I finished. I don't know when I'll get my results, but feeling pretty good. So now I'm taking the foot off the gas for the rest of this year in terms of academics and that side of my life. And what I will start to do is put together like a master spreadsheet of like life, of like what do I want to do, how can I do it, like all avenues. Like let me look at like, you know, because there's a bunch of stuff to do with psychology. There's like the PSI, which is the Psychological Society of Ireland, and they kind of accredit things. They charter psychologists and stuff like this. How you become chartered, there's different criteria. How you get into the doctorate programs that I want to do, there's different criteria. So I need to look at all these and say like, okay, how many combinations of options that I enjoy can I make? And then look at those. Because people will fall into, okay, well, there's an assistant job, so I'll just do it. And then I'll apply for years. Yeah. It's like, I want to look at like, okay, what assistant jobs would I like? If there's an element that I don't like, how can I make it most tolerable for that period of time? Where's best to do it? Who's best to do it with? Is there any psychologists that the way they talk, I'm like, hell yeah, I like the way you talk, I want to apply? Or can I email them? Can I talk to them and see what they recommend? So I don't just want to fall into anything. So after Westerns, I think I will sit down and just a couple of days a week, just put a few hours into that, but almost treat the foreseeable few months as like a summer holidays, my last summer holidays.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. A few weeks out from Westerns, yeah.
A few weeks out from Westerns. Very close, actually. It's like 4 weeks. This time last year, when I was 4 weeks out from Malta, my adductor was still purple.
Yeah, busted. Yeah. Fuck.
So I kind of had the other day, I was like, oh, I'm not really feeling that strong. But then I was like, wait.
Yeah.
So I was actually still pin squatting.
Yeah.
I wasn't normal squatting. So we're actually in a great spot.
That's like we've talked a lot about self-efficacy. Just, I think not even on like when we're recording, but that's like the ultimate. Giving yourself that
literal
evidence
evidence
of, that you can do.
I can do anything.
Do whatever you put your mind to.
Yeah, yeah. And I also got invited to nationals today.
Excellent.
So I'll just go back to back, but like it's got to be like 10 weeks or 8 weeks apart, which is
excellent.
I'm still like 98 and a bit, 98.34. So I think maybe I'm like open to a little bit of comp fluff, but like no more than 99. I think I've been happy here.
Excellent.
Yeah, I feel good. Yeah.
Nice, brother.
And then early next year, look at just starting to gain some experience, because I'm sure I've talked to you about it, but when applying for doctorates, say a psychotherapy doctorate program, to get in.
Is that a PhD?
A PhD is specifically done through researching. Okay. So you'll, like, say, be hired by a company and or the university, and you'd be undergoing a bunch of research projects and publishing stuff and adding to the pool of information in that field. And then you become like essentially an expert on that thing. So you could do a PhD on, say, I don't know, some element of psychology, and obviously it's a very sought after occupation. But then a doctorate is, I think it's the same. It could be the same level of, you know, so there's like level 8, level 9, I think level 10 or whatever. I think it's at that level, but instead you're essentially doing like supervised learning to actually practice at something. So in our case, for psychotherapy, I would be undergoing supervised psychotherapy sessions until I can do it myself. And then I think you go through it. There's other things. There's probably academic hours. Pretty sure there's a dissertation you do as well over the course of it, probably about what you're doing. Yeah, but just when you apply, there's so little funding for it in Ireland that there's so little places. Of course, so many places in every university is from people traveling to them with like very high credentials. Like the way people will go to America or go to Ireland or go to the UK, we go to places. It's like, so I imagine there's probably a large percentage that are already being filled up by people who are really experienced from random countries. So then the people that are going from it or to it from Ireland are competing against each other. And so the people who say could have worked in a position for like 4 years, and then there's me, they're probably going to go, well, you're awesome, but this person has worked for 4 years, so it's just better to give it to them. So I want to bolster it with some experience, but I just don't want to get too in my head of you won't get it unless you have a ton of experience. They might say, oh, you have a load of potential, let's hop you in. If it like aligns with the program or whatever. So and then once you start the program, you work and you have like it costs, but then they give you a wage. It's called like a stipend. So it's just like a bit of your wage cancels out the cost. So obviously you're not getting paid a ton then after the cost of the doctorate, but still get a wage. Nice. So but that could be like, I'll start applying as soon as possible, but given the acceptance rate in Ireland especially, don't know when I could start. But yeah, make a master spreadsheet, look at all my options, look at what moves me in the directions I want to go in, and do those as joyfully as possible.
Hell yeah. Oh, that's an extra layer to chuck on, brother. Do it as joyfully as possible.
Joyfully as possible. It's fun. Have as much fun doing this as possible. Yeah. Because we're so young.
Yeah, we are.
We might have cool, grand goals, but so damn young, man.
Yeah, that's something I had to remind myself of recently. We were talking about this where there's like certain people that I look up to or would like
admire
to emulate, or they're like successful in realms that I would like to be. And some of them I know, like in person. Some of them are just people that I would have seen online or that I would follow or learn from. And so many of them, like I would talk to them and ask them like, how old are you again? Because I don't actually know. So many of them are like late 30s. I'm like, oh fuck, you're like 10 to 15 years older than me. And it's not like it's a conscious thought or like a tangible thought, but part of me is like, fuck, I'm like behind. Like these people are doing such amazing things. Like I want to do amazing things. I need to like work harder. I need to do more. And then I realize, oh, they have like 15 years more experience under their belt than I do. Which is really exciting and motivating, because I'm like, fuck, what will I be doing in 15 years? Like that's so much time of me.
Amazing things.
Yeah, working. Of me doing cool stuff. Of me, so that is something that I needed to remind myself of. We got time. We got time, and then we don't got time. The only time is now.
The only time is now. Yeah, there's no better time to do it now.
Yeah. Now is the only time that we can act on. There is no tomorrow.
There is no tomorrow.
We've talked about that.
Hell yeah.
There's no past.
Nope.
There's no future. There is only now.
It's only now.
It's only this moment.
Yeah. We
don't clean tomorrow's dirty dishes. You only clean today's dirty dishes.
Man, don't even clean them. Just just go.
Throw them in the bin. No, do you know what? I remember watching vlogs from Christian Guzman, man,
and he would buy
paper plates of plastic cutlery so that he'd never have to wash his dishes, man. He'd just put it in the bin.
Man, that guy was on so. Because look at him now. He's pretty good.
That's crazy. Yeah. I remember hearing Alex Ramosi as well. He's like, I don't grocery shop or cook meals. He's like, I just like order stuff and get it delivered.
In a lot of states in America, the groceries are more expensive than like ordering a high quality meals delivered.
Yeah. Crazy. Man, there's time efficiency. Like, We're on.
There is time efficiency.
Man, just drink Monster. Don't even eat.
I love the videos where it's like your breakfast, it's like 100, 200, 300, 400 calories, and he's like, mine's just a cigarette and a white Monster. It's like, I'm cutting, man. It's easy.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Oh, goodness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, one of the books that I was reading, Digital Minimalism. Oh, what a book.
Yeah.
Banger. It was, the main premise is that we should like audit the kind of the digital resources and kind of like apps and stuff that we use, and only use those that are going to have like a high return on investment for us. So like consciously deciding that we're going to use the tools that are going to have the most use in our life, that align with the values that we have, not just adopting every technology that is available, and how that is generally what has happened now. And it was exploring how, like, say the software developers and everything for these like main social media sites have like created them such that they are like slot machines in our pockets, and the variable reward structure of them, of say like your notifications, say your feed, where you're scrolling and there might be half the stuff you scroll is shit, but then one thing is like real interesting and engaging, and you never know what you're going to get when you open up the app. You never know what kind of information or content is going to be in there. You never know what like notification it's going to be, or what message it's going to be. It's going to be from some superstar. Is it going to be from Ronaldo saying that he loves you and wants to give you loads of money?
Hopefully.
You never know.
Yeah.
But you keep checking just in case. Things of that nature. So how the apps have been created basically to, like, they're not neutral. That was one of the big kind of premises of it. These apps are not neutral, and they're not to serve you. They're basically to take as much of your time as possible, so that they can make as much money as possible from advertising that's happening on the platforms. So these are not like neutral tools that are meant to benefit you. While there are, because this is the like the nuance or the gray area of them, is it's not to say social media or the internet is bad, because obviously it's not. Like, there's so many benefits in the interconnectedness of everything around the world. So there are like good things that come from using these apps, but it's just the intentional use of them. So making sure that whatever benefit you're getting from it, you have thought about, and it's aligned with your values, that you're using it in the appropriate way to get that benefit and minimize the downside of it, as opposed to mindlessly using them and having your attention taken. Because if you're not deciding how you're going to use the apps, someone else is going to decide for you, and that's going to be the software developers who want to just take as much of your time as possible so that they can make as much money from advertising. So anyway, it was talking about that. It was talking about the different like strategies that you can use to, say, like cut down on your use of these like digital technologies, and like fucking detoxes of 30 days where you don't use whatever specific apps like social media and whatever. But one of the really, really interesting concepts, and this is probably the biggest one that I took away from it, was just cutting down on social media use is likely not going to be enough in most instances, because we have become, and I'll just talk about myself because I don't like talking about like other people in a broad sense, because I don't position myself that I think I know what everyone else is doing. But for myself, we get so conditioned to just constantly filling any moment that we have free with a low level of distraction, or like low value medium of distraction. So if you were to just stop using social media, it's going to highlight the amount of time that you have where you are not doing something meaningful. It's going to leave like a massive void of time within your day that's kind of like miserable. It's kind of like gives this existential dread of like, what is my life? I'm kind of just like sitting here and I'm bored and this feels like shit. So it highlights the lack of, and this sounds awful, but the lack of like meaningful relationships and meaningful leisure activities that we have within our life. When you don't have that low level distraction to kind of tide you over, you're like, fuck, what am I doing with my life? It's much nicer and easier to have like small boosts of like positive experiences from just consuming something than having to sit here and face the emptiness of my daily routine. So it was exploring the necessity of cultivating meaningful relationships and meaningful leisure activity in your life. So whether that be a meaningful leisure activity is like reading books, that's the one that I've replaced the social media use with, or having like something that you go out and like do with your friends, whether it's playing football or going to the gym or hiking or spending time in nature or whatever, like the meaningful leisure activity
something
could
fulfilling.
be. Something that generally requires like active effort. And then it was comparing the level of like satisfaction and fulfillment we get from passive consumption as opposed to active engagement with a task. And it's almost always higher with active engagement of a task, but it requires overcoming that initial activation energy to do the task, which is, why would you do that when I could have a low level form of distraction? So the low level form of distraction, the low value distraction that we get, plasters over the lack of meaningful like leisure and meaningful relationships that we have in our life. But it's almost a necessity to get rid of the low level or the low value distraction to have the time to then create those meaningful avenues of pursuit of leisure and whatnot. So that was a very interesting idea that I liked. And then it was also talking about social media, how it creates these really low value and like low meaning relationships where we feel as though we're connected to a lot of people, but like as humans, like we are like inherently, like the way we communicate is through conversation, is through like interpersonal reaction or voice to voice communication. We have now transitioned into this world of like typing, and then beyond typing, a lot of times we're not even like messaging or texting people. It's just like a like, it's just a nudge, or like the poke feature that came up on Facebook. Like it's the lowest form of social interaction that gives us the impression that we're connected to so many people, but it's not meaningful connection or relationships that we have with anyone, which is one of the things that I found like made me want to stay on social media, because there's so many people that like I only know who are across the world through social media, through being able to like their posts and whatever. And you feel like you're losing all of these connections if you were to take a step away from social media. But it was then exploring that if the only form of connection you have with this person is liking a post or leaving a short comment, that is likely not that meaningful of a connection of that person that you have in your life. And if you are to take a step away from social media and the only form of contacting you is through like messaging you directly through another medium or seeing you in person, that those are the most meaningful connections that you have in your life. And they're the ones that you should probably spend the most time cultivating. And if you do, and again, if you want to stay in contact, that's not to say that anyone that you only like their posts, that you don't really care about them and you're not friends. You are, but just acknowledging that that is like a low value relationship that you have. Or low value, it kind of seems harsh.
Low value medium of engagement, like you could message them, you could talk,
but you're kind of convincing yourself that you are. And then it was exploring that every moment that you're spending just liking a post or leaving a comment or whatever, or even just texting, like kind of asynchronous messaging that you're having with someone, that is time that you are not interacting with someone in a more meaningful way. So it is somewhat of a zero-sum game of every moment that you are investing in this low form of connection is taking away from higher value connection points that you could have with someone. Instead of spending half an hour liking loads of different posts, you could have a half an hour conversation with someone who is in your circle in a more meaningful way and nurture that relationship to be something that is deeper and more fulfilling. So that was a very interesting idea as well. It is something that I found stepping away from social media, that there's a ton of people that maybe like you'd like reply to stories or you'd like posts or you'd leave a comment, and I was like, oh, but I'm not like I'm not going to have any form of communication with these people. Taking a step away from it, I did realize it might sound harsh that you're not really like missing out on anything, but the people who are most important in your circle, you will still be in contact with them. You will be finding a way to contact them. They'll be finding a way to contact you. You will make more time for more meaningful connections. So I would say of the interactions that I have, far more of them are more significant and more meaningful than the low level interactions. And again, the idea that it is a zero-sum game, that the more time that you're spending on a surface level interaction, it's taking away time that you could be spending nurturing something more significant. So that was a very interesting idea as well. And it is something that I have definitely been experiencing as of late. I would recommend or encourage people to read that book or try to expose yourself to those ideas, see if it's something that resonates with you, if it's something that you would like to implement. But yeah, I did like that idea of if you're not deciding how you're going to use these apps, someone else is going to decide for you, and it's going to be the software developers, and they are going to just try to take your time as much as possible. It kind of plasters over the fact that you may not be doing things that are fulfilling and meaningful for you. You will have so much more time to do those if you remove that low value distraction.
It's so
and then you'll also be able to foster more meaningful connections if you're not distracting yourself with low level.
How does someone go from the position of like that let's say plastering, using social media, whether they like it or not, and they actively want to make a decision to move away from that and engage in more fulfilling or meaningful activities, it would be lovely if they already knew what it was that they're not doing. Like, oh, I used to love painting or drawing or going out with this person. What if someone doesn't have that? What would you say someone could do to move from that position where they come home from work and they're tired of training and it's just so easy to go on that instead of doing something but they don't know what to do.
It is that they want to do.
Yeah.
So in the book they actually talked about this. He gave a load of prompts of different ideas for
Cool.
things for you to try.
Yeah.
It was recommended like 30 days challenges of trying to learn a specific like tactile hands-on skill, whether it's making something, knitting something, doing something, anything of that nature. Fitness is generally one as well. So whether it be trying a fitness class, trying a one-to-one PT session, trying powerlifting, trying CrossFit, trying whatever it may be, trying a run club, trying one of those things, seeing if there's one avenue of that suits you. Basically, it was talking about trying and exposing yourself to a lot of different options and then seeing which ones appeal to you the most. That would be something that I would recommend.
Cool.
Yeah, I would say that. Just exposing yourself to a lot of different options, seeing if there's ones that stands out to you as particularly engaging or well suited to your like personality type, and then go from there.
Cool. I was going to say, I bet if you were to sit down, let's say if you or I didn't have something that we were trying to pursue or engage with, I bet if you asked all of your friends or family or people you're close to, is there something you can recommend that you like to do?
Yeah.
Bet there's something.
Yeah.
Or
100%.
is there something you've been meaning to try and we could try together?
Yeah.
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 So then you're building two things at once. Then you're trying something and building. Yeah, it's cool. And if you can't think of something, text us.
Yeah.
We'll think of something.
Yeah, we'll hit you.
Yeah. We won't hit you, but we'll think of something that you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A bit of jits, a bit of jujitsu, a bit of powerlifting, a bit of whatever. There's so many things that you could try. So many things out there. So many meaningful activities.
Yeah.
Meaningful pursuits.
Yeah.
Climbing the
And
mountain.
meaningful, it's meaningful for you. It's just like, what do you enjoy getting better at? Or what do you enjoy
giving you direction.
creating? Just something that you could look forward to and reap the rewards of satisfaction from just doing anything.
Doing something.
Yeah.
Rather than mindlessly consume. The passive consumption compared to the active engagement, that was one of the big ideas as well.
Yeah.
It's always more fulfilling when you've done something, whatever it is.
And
arts, painting, drawing, anything.
Let's add as well, like, by default, it's not that that us consuming mindlessly these kind of like shallow forms of like social media content or whatever is inherently bad. Like, you're not doing anything wrong. It's that for your own almost like mental health, I would say, as a broad spectrum and a broad topic, the act of engaging in something, creating, actively engaging, putting effort into, and reaping a like reward or outcome from
something tangible
makes you feel better than just consuming. Because after just consuming, it doesn't feel like you've done anything, even though you're getting the small hits of rewards. You still
shallow,
it's leaving a hole, and so we're not saying you have to stop. We know that it feels good to consume these things. You can just feel better by finding anything to develop relationships as well. It does just make you feel better.
Yeah. What was that? Someone break into the house. What the fuck is that?
We go check.
Yeah, there was no intruder, by the way. We think.
Don't think so, anyway.
We'll find out properly. We'll do a proper search after this.
Yeah. Man, have you heard of Marv? No one's told you about that. So there's this guy gone viral because he has a VR like headset, and on it there's like some software to put like, he has this alien friend, and it's like completely AI response. So in the VR, it's like in his apartment with them. And he's just asking a lot of questions, and it's hilarious. He responds to it very funnily or whatever. But I think you could make chat like a like a little person and have like projectors in your house, or just wear VR all the time and be like, give it a name, like Marv. And Marv's like sitting here like this. Just like this. Well, Andrew.
I'll have to model it off you, but do you know when they're doing stuff for like movies and they have to wear that green suit with the goggles on? I'll just get you to do all your fruity poses, man.
What do you mean fruity poses? He's like sat like this. I'll show you after. Yeah. Right.
We wrap it up.
Yes, sir.
We'll go do a thorough check of the house.
Thorough check.
Mr. Nose in here to kill us.
Man, I think they might have been in my bed. We should probably check.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. Please rate 5 stars on Spotify. Lots of love. See you in the next.
See you in like a week.
Yeah.